Hi guys. Hi. So, wow. I'm like, get close to me. Look at how much I look like my vibrational frequency is not what matters that much. Look at how much I look like that. Look at how much I look like I've never thought about that. Look at what kind of disguise I've got over here. What is that? Okay, you won't sit normally. You actually have like too much ADHD. Like you keep like falling. You keep like falling in love a lot, but it's like weird. It's like always in weird ways, you know, so it's like calm down. So I'm actually gonna use a TV remote to balance you, but it's not working. You need that much help. Like that's the level of creativity you have though. Which is kind of cool, but like, damn, like calm down, because you're not supposed to actually be like in love with everybody. Like you're supposed to be normal, actually. So the fact that you're not normal and the fact that you're actually supposed to be normal is where some of the disconnect is, okay? That's where some of the disconnect is. It's like, calm down. Like you're here, but you actually need to be like here, but you think that you need to be here, which is why you're so scared of going from here to here, because you think you're going here, but you're not. You're actually just really struggling to go from here to here, right? But like you think that if you have to go here, that you have to go here, and it's like you don't. But like you can't really put two and two together yet to know that like you actually don't have to go that low. So that's why you're scared of lowering at all, because you think that if you lower at all, you have to go to like the lowest point in the universe, which doesn't really make any sense. But you think that it does, so I don't want to like take that away from you. But the fact that you think that it does is getting in your way. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, haha. One thing that I wanted to start recording a video about, because I'm just talking to myself anyway. Might as well include you on, I don't know, maybe not, maybe you don't get to go there, I don't really know. So I don't really know yet where you get to go and where you don't get to go, okay? I don't really know, but what I do know, what I do know, okay, what I know is I have Panera right here. That's not what I was gonna talk about, but I have Panera. Does it have my address on it? I'm like, maybe you guys shouldn't come kill me, but like, I could go either way. Like, maybe not, but like, I'm like, to be fair, I do think of it that. I'm like, I could go there, and like, I think that could be fun, but like, it has to be the right way, but you guys weren't gonna do it the right way anyway. Like, I'm picturing this whole entire like imagery in my mind. I'm like, technically, like I could like go there and do that, but like, you're not gonna do it the right way, so it's kind of not worth it. But like, I think that would be so fun though if you understood like the exact wavelength that I'm on. But the problem is we're both on Earth. Like, you're not gonna understand the wavelength that I'm like on, but I'm like, I can think of like 10 different ways that would be like the most fun thing we ever did, except the fact that like you would take this too seriously and make it weird and wrong and disrespectful and not like what I would envision. But then I'm like, oh, like if the normal people who are not weird find out that like I ever thought that I could find an interesting way to think about anything, like then they would be like, that's not fine. Like I don't know. It's fine. It's okay. So I don't know what it's called. I think it's it's a cappuccino. It's a cappuccino, okay? I didn't know what a cappuccino was, because I was like, why would I know what a cappuccino is? I just want a drink that has milk in it and espresso. Because I'm like, I'm gonna be so like animated if I have like espresso. Like I'm gonna want that. I'm gonna need that. It's fine to need that. I'm gonna need that. So I was like, you know, if it's fine to need espresso, like I'm definitely gonna need the espresso, but if it's only fine to want the espresso, then I'm definitely gonna want the espresso. Just like, let me know like what degree of like needing this I am like allowed to have, and then I'm gonna do that. Like, that was kind of my vibe mentally. Cause I'm like, some people think like to say you need something is like wrong or weird. And I'm like, that's actually stupid. That actually means you probably haven't worked on like your root chakra at all if you're scared to even go there. Why are you scared to even go there? Like, you're scared to even go there. Then you actually just have like more issues than I do. I mean, sounds about right. So guess what? I wasn't gonna say anything. Like, I kind of forgot what I was gonna say before, which is probably good, because if I was gonna say something that you're not supposed to hear, sometimes I get too excited and I'm like, but I'm gonna tell them anyway. Like, so because I'm willing to be like too excited and I'm like, I'm gonna tell them anyway, I'm like, I don't know. It's easier if my mind kind of like compartmentalizes that and like shifts me onto like a different timeline so that I'm like, I still have something to talk about. It's just not what the people were originally going to hear, but they don't know because they don't know what they were originally going to hear kind of vibe. So it's like, that kind of gets like, it's like if there's a ladder, you know, like, I was going to say there's like a game like that, like Chutes and Ladders or whatever. So it's like, yeah, you still have the same like end goal, but it's like, you might be going up, but like, you randomly like find out like, oh, you're actually gonna like go down and slope and go to like this weird place, right? So it's kind of like that. It's like I still need something to talk about, but then I'm like, that was kind of good. I don't know what that was. So yeah. Why is it like that? What's this? Oh, never mind. I got an orange scone that I forgot. So I thought, what frequency are we on, okay? Because I ordered like a sandwich, okay? Guess what? I thought they sent me the bread, because this is a scone, but it feels the same size as the bread itself, like if nothing else were in it, so I thought they sent me the sandwich decompartmentalized. I thought they sent me the sandwich with the bread separate and everything else, like, put it on yourself. I thought they decided that's the vibe. I thought they decided, like, what the vibe was differently, like, and didn't tell me. Like, I thought they just, like, decided to do something and didn't tell me. Like, I thought they just, like, did stuff. Weird. Because I work at Sam's Club, so guess what? It's Panera, but, like, I bought this with Sam's Club money. Money I got from Sam's Club. From working at Sam's Club. So you want to know what? The Panera, there's a little bit of, like, Sam's Club vibes in there, some memories. Some Sam's Club memories from me working in there are in the scent of the wrapping of the Panera scone, but you were never gonna believe me anyway. But like a little bit of where you got that money stays with you, babe. You gotta know that. Because what are you actually, you know what I mean? So when you think about it, when you think about some of people's karma, a little bit of it lives in the money, but only a little bit. Only a tiniest little bit. You gotta be so intuitive, so psychic to know. So when I get that money from OF, it's great. It's great money. It's perfectly fine. A tiny bit of like a few things go more wrong than I would have noticed if I didn't pick up on it, right? So it's like little tiny things might go wrong. So like when let's find out. This is the Panera scone bought with Sam's Club money. Delicious, amazing. Now, if I bought a scone with the OF money, it might be a tiny bit like dry in the center. This is not. This is moist. This is good. You get what I'm saying? When your money comes from different places at the same time, I'm not really sure. Not really sure. But what I do know is that when you eat food that you bought with the money, you're actually eating a tiny bit of the karma. Only a tiny bit. You have to be like majorly psychic to even find out. Or to even believe yourself. And if you tell anybody, nobody's going to believe you, so you have to be so strong that you would believe yourself even if nobody believed you. But you want to know if some of these people out there are going to get their karma? They're eating a tiny microscopic amount of that energy every time they take a bite of the food that they bought with that money. So, some of these people out there, if they're in a position where they have to spend the money because they didn't have other money, and they did something really horrifying to get the money, right? The degree of how dirty their money is, they're going to be eating a tiny bit of that every time. So, because like I said, even when I spend money that's from OF, even though I don't consider that the majorly dirty money on the planet, right? Because we have to really be like, okay, like I understand like the length that some people's money could go to, but it's interesting and fascinating how soon I was able to sense that there's dirty money on the planet only based on spending of it, right? Like, yeah, people use that term and assume maybe it means something karmically or whatever, but a lot of people don't even believe anything spiritually enough to know if it's true or not, or find out. So when I spend a Sam's Club money, there's like a lot of air in it. There's so much space here. There's so much room here. I have so much room to grow. It's very like, it's creative. It's very creative. There's so much room to grow, right? There's still so much room around me. It's not considered, obviously, like, it's not considered dirty money to spend money that you got working at Sam's Club, but it is considered like the first tier of like dirty money if somebody were to spend money that they got like doing OF, right? So the first tier of like dirty money, considering obviously up the ladder there's a million billion horrifying places people can go where money just comes to them naturally for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason. So I'm not saying that like, you know, every type of what society would consider like slightly dirty money would be bad. I don't think that's like automatically bad, but I think that once they obviously go up the ladder of that, there's some really, really, really horrifying, terrible places, like up a squirrel's butt or something, places where you don't want to find out what's going on over there. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, like there's obviously, I'm grateful that there are tiers to that, because it implies there's like separation. Like some people would not be willing to do OF, so then they wouldn't find out that there's like a little bit of like the first tier of like dirty money on that side. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, obviously it's also good because it's like a way that some karma can return to some people who are actually doing like the really, 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 really bad stuff on the planet. And you're like, otherwise, how would they ever get their karma? Otherwise, how would they ever get like the karma they seriously deserve? Otherwise, how would they get it? Like, how there's no other way to return some of the karma to people. It has to be in their money. It has to be in the little inconveniences they experience with their own money. It has to be in the little like, we got you along the way because we couldn't do the whole thing kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because some people are in such positions of power and money and greed that it's like that karma, you actually have to think like it never would have returned to them unless it could have been something so small as like the coffee they had that morning was the worst they've ever had and they don't know why, and it brought back all the bad memories of everything they did, right? Like, so I'm grateful to know that like the OF money does not bother me. I don't mind if I'm eating a scone and realize it's like a tiny bit dry on the center. Like that's like the worst it goes. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm fine with that. Maybe I'll just throw away the rest of the scone. Maybe I'll eat it if I feel like it. Like it's not that big of a deal, but it's like, I don't mind knowing that like, and it can be positive too, but like some of the dirty money can be positive or negative, but because there's more karma attached to it, even though it doesn't feel like karma because it feels like such a very high vibrational frequency where it's like gratitude of receiving something either way. So it's like weird. It can be weird, it can be not weird, you know what I mean? It depends. But yeah. It's interesting because if people are extremely manipulative in the ways that they receive money, that manipulation is actually going to be returned to them in a way in the energy of what they're consuming, which is horrifying to think about. I'm grateful that I'm not that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to even know what goes down over there, so I'm grateful that I'm not that. Like, I'm grateful I'm not all that. I don't know. Like, I'm grateful that I'm just humble little me, you know? Like, sometimes I'm just like, it's so simple. I don't have to worry about the huge details out there on the planet, you know, that like some people are definitely gonna have to find out about the hard way if they couldn't sense it. Also, being psychic helps a lot. And just like being so spiritual, you know, not having to worry about like a lot of stuff because a lot of that energy does protect me. Another interesting thing about the Sam's Club energy is it feels like it has an aura of protection, which is odd. Why the hell do Sam's Club employees need that degree of spiritual protection that they never have to be aware of, but when they eat money, there's so much truth here, and also spiritual protection around Sam's Club employees, which is the most, like, ironically random thing. But, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, bottom of the tier, like, Sam's Club employees, like, no benefits, no free membership, you know what I'm saying? And still, like, getting, like spiritual protection from that and from being in that environment, which is just fascinating. It's just fascinating that there's spiritual protection in the scone that I'm eating because I bought it with money from Sam's Club. So I would say, in a way, like, I am grateful for some of the watered down energy that the corporations can hand back to the common people. I don't know what you know, corporations' end games really are. Usually it doesn't benefit common people at all. So, like, I don't know. It's just a weird, like, coincidence to notice. But then again, like, I may have some of the, like, better energy of, because there's different collectives even working within one corporation. So because I do work with deities as well, I'm not gonna name drop them or anything, like, whatever. Like, you guys don't need everything. But, yeah, you don't need everything, but what you do need to know is that it actually puts me into, like, the better collective, like, more spiritually protected collective of the Sam's Club employees. So then the watered down energy is, yes, the Sam's Club employees already have a certain degree of, like, spiritual protection for some reason. Why? They just do. I don't know why. So because they do, and I don't even have a membership, so I don't know what that's gonna do with my energy field yet. I tried to get one, and that got like a little intervention spiritually to, like, prevent me from getting a membership. So I'm like, damn, like, how far is this gonna go? Should I just go get the membership? Like, is it wrong to get it? Like, can't possibly be wrong to get it if so many people get it. But I'm like, damn, like, what if it is? Like, my mind can be so skeptical of some stuff still. I'm like, which is good, but I'm like, damn, like, why shouldn't I? Like, I don't know. I'm like, why shouldn't I? My heart is, like, blocking this. Like, is there, like, literally, quite literally, I'm like, what was that? Like, my heart blocking like my opportunity to get Sam's Club membership. Like, I don't really know, guys, but I also don't know if I remember, like, Panera scones being, like, ginormous, like, you know, I'm like, damn, like, measuring it with my face, but, like, you get what I'm saying, like, the bread, I'm like, we're so abundant over here, why am I measuring it with my face? That's embarrassing. I don't really care, though, but, like, I was like, can you even tell the difference? I don't know. Then I got this sandwich. If I could even eat, like, the whole scone and this and the bread and the cappuccino. But we'll see where we go. Alright, we'll see where we go. Because I got it looks so messy, which is kind of better anyway. I don't really care. So, I don't know, it's like giving vibes. And, like, if I open it to show you the inside, it's kind of like, looks like avocado-y. I don't think it really is. It's like meat. There's some meat in there. Not like a lot, but, like, there is some. There's some vegetables. I don't know. It's giving vibes. Messy vibes. So. I don't know when my phone's gonna run out of storage, so if the video randomly ends, I'll just like post it however it is. You know? I hate eating onions like that because it looks like a tapeworm, but it's an onion. I'm like, I swear it's an onion. It makes me stressed. I'm like, oh no. Again, the thing with money and how like a little bit of the karma is in people's food. I will say that there's a lot of really bad things people go through on the planet. While I'm grateful that there are like karmic systems in a way that help to return that and balance things for the people who deserve it, one reason why I actually really hate people who don't deserve it going through certain stuff is that like it's actually in their food too. Not just in their food, but it's in like their everyday experience sometimes. So it's like, it's in the way that they brush their teeth, the way that they go to bed at night, right? It's in their food, it's in their water, it's in their drink. It's like a little bit of that karmic energy that doesn't know where to go. The residual energy of that. It can be in people's food. It can be, and like predictors for that energy can be in their food, or the way that they look at their food and the way that the light like gleams off of it or whatever. So a little bit of why I actually like hate that as well is just like the karmic energy attached to that, and like the super dense energy around like the concept of being psychic. If they're awakened in a way where like they predicted something bad happening to them and then they're like, oh no, like now I'm psychic, that's a bad thing. So I actually don't like that because it actually gives them negative reinforcement for being psychic at the earliest moments where they could have found out that they were. So then it actually makes them take like probably like 500 years or something crazy, right? Like, or like 50 years of their life, okay? To come back around and be like, maybe it's not the worst thing to be psychic. And then it's like, what if they wasted all their time by then, you know? Like all of their like time that they could have enjoyed that and made it something positive. It bothers me. But I like knowing that some people get their karma in ways that other people would not have had to. So it's both. It's both because sometimes it happens to people who deserve it. Sometimes it happens to people who you feel like don't deserve it. And it's like, what can you do? Nothing. Tomato like fell on the ground. Ow. It's like spicy. I forgot. You know what's something weird? I've become so separated that like I can be it like having. It's like I need to learn English or something, but it's the only language I know. Why am I stuttering? Why do I seem like I need to learn English if it's the only language I know? I wonder why. So, anyone else only like the center of the bread mostly? Like the outside kind of gets like weird. So, I've become so separated. One thing that became very separated from me is like, I could be having an experience where the food in my mouth is spicy. I don't know that it's spicy, but it's like, it's disconnected for me that I'm the one who could have chosen to like, not eat the spicy food. Like I'm the one who could like eat or drink something after that would stop the spice of the food. But I'm disconnected from the fact that like I could have like chosen that. Like in my lived experience, I could be like, there's spicy food in my mouth, but I'm so disconnected that it's only like, it's like I don't even realize that I'm the one who's having that experience in the moment. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, yeah, I'm experiencing the food being spicy, but do I know that I'm the one experiencing the food being spicy? It's not even an intelligence thing. It's not. I just thought that you would have thought it was. I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of an upgrade because why are things showing up at this stage in my life if it's not an upgrade? So there's no way that, you know, negative things would have waited till I'm working with deities to show up. Could have shown up beforehand, right? Because in retrospect, I'm supposed to be like, okay, so like the upgrade started at this point and then changed in this way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to start leaving like actual offerings and then suddenly have like bad stuff happen. Like, I mean, maybe, but like as a test, but not as like a permanent setting in my life unless it's positive. You get what I'm saying? So it's just that it has like virtues that I don't even recognize necessarily. But it is weird. It's just something new that like when something starts, I love to be there. I mean, obviously I'm me, so how would I not be there for the start of something in my own life? But you get what I'm saying, not everybody is there for the start of things in their own lives. Weirdly. I would say some people are like on wheels and they don't even know it. They don't even know what direction they're going. They don't even know they're on wheels till they find out they don't even know what direction they've been going their entire life, you know? And they find out and they're like, oh, don't know how to stop this or what direction to go. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely like, anytime I notice the start of something, I'm like very like structured in my mind to make sure that like I recognized it in the moment, even if I forget later on. I'm like, at some point in time, I definitely analyzed everywhere this could have come from and exactly what it was to me and exactly what it meant to me, so I don't really have to worry about it. Like, I know that at some point in time in my past timeline, there's a version of me that like detailed exactly how I felt about this moment, you know, when the change started. But, and I'm in a YouTube video, so if anything, someday I could go back and watch this, not even remember I had this conversation with you, and like, and like, you know, enjoy it. I don't know, but this cappuccino is so good because it tastes like there's 0 sugar, but there's milk and coffee. I don't know, I like the coffee as a stimulant. Like, I think that I don't ingest anything. Wow, there's like, I was gonna say paper. There's paper on my mouth. There's bread on my mouth. Okay? I don't ingest any substances, but actually I had like a tiny bit of an alcoholic drink last night with my offering, only like a sip. The rest was not for me, okay? The rest of the whole bottle was not for me. because I'm using that as an offering. So I was like, I can only use a tiny bit of it for myself, and then the rest of it has to go into some places for an offering, okay? Again, not gonna tell you who, because you don't need to know all that. And because I don't want to ruin for you the fact that you could go choose a deity and choose any deity, right? You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of, oh, my heart literally hurt. But like, I don't mean that in a bad way towards anyone, but I'm saying like, imagine when you look at me and you're like, oh, like this is somebody who works with a deity, like, and then one instantly pops into your mind. I don't want to ruin for you which one I was thinking about, so that then you could go choose your own with more freedom, and then who knows, you might choose somebody who I never even thought of for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be like, oh, Celeste works with this person, so then I have to see like this category of deities and choose this one or that one or that one at some point, right? Not that I've never said like who I have worked with a little bit, but like as far as leaving like more serious offerings, I'm like, you guys don't need to know like the details that much, because I don't want to ruin for you the fact that you could choose any deity and like start, right? Whoever you're actually drawn to, not who you think somebody else might be drawn to. So yeah, not that it could really be ruined, because at the end of the day, your relationship with that deity is going to be so personal that like that's what matters. But like, I don't need to be like the one who influences that much too much, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, I only had like the tiniest sip. The rest was for the deity, so, you know. What I was gonna say though is that I like that coffee is like a stimulant. Like, I don't ingest any substances, but like, I understand the like purpose in the mental realm of stimulants. I mean, coffee's a stimulant, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't do like drugs or anything. So I'm saying like the most that I've done is like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like that, and that's me being honest. But some people on the planet lie to you. I don't know. Not me. But the only ones that I understand the purpose of would be like something that would actually help you. So, you know, there has to, I think if people are gonna ingest anything, there has to be like a spiritual purpose to it, or there's like no point. Because then they're probably harming themselves if there's not a spiritual purpose to it, or if they're not accomplishing anything. So that's why I think that something being a stimulant, I'm not saying would be good, but I'm saying I understand why somebody would do that for productivity or something. But like, again, that's like unhealthy. But coffee is not that different. It's like caffeine's not that different. So like, at the same time, I understand the purpose of like having a cup of coffee in the morning, even though it's technically like a vice, is like having a cup of coffee, having a sip of alcohol, you know what I mean? Like, even that to me is like a serious like vice. So because of that, I'm like, I understand why I would have a cup of coffee. Like, I understand why I would have wanted espresso in this, because it's going to help me to be productive in certain ways. Like, I understand the purpose of that. I don't know. You guys are not kids. You can make your own choices. But again, the only thing I would ever do is something with a hardcore, like, spiritual purpose to it. Or I would not want to ingest anything. That's only for me, though. But I would never want to ingest anything. And the only times I've ever, like, smoked weed or done mushrooms, those are the only things I've done. Other than coffee. Or, like, a sip of alcohol or whatever. Or, like, drinking alcohol at some point. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Even those, I had like a very like serious like spiritual purpose for it. Like, I wanted to analyze like exactly how I felt spiritually about it and learn about that, not just doing it for no reason. For me, I'm not trying to shame you guys either. I'm just trying to say like I've never done that for anything other than a spiritual purpose. So, but what if you guys enjoy that? I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, you guys are not children, so what can I do about that? Nothing. I'm not gonna try to stop you. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. But like, I'm saying for me, if you guys wanted to be like taking it as like an educational, not that I'm teaching you, but like if you wanted to take it as like, you know, if you wanted to look at me and be like, what type of person is that? Is it somebody who would never ingest any substances, or is it somebody who would do it a lot, or is it somebody who would do it recklessly for no purpose, just for fun, or is it somebody who would do it only for a spiritual purpose? Then I'm somebody who would do anything that I would do, I'd only do for a spiritual purpose, and anything I have done, I would only do for a spiritual purpose, and have only done for a spiritual purpose. Even if it's like drinking a sip of alcohol, like I always have like a mental plan for like the spiritual side of that for myself. So, but I'm not somebody who's going to tell you not to, and I'm not somebody who's going to assume that you don't have a spiritual purpose for it. Even if you don't have a spiritual purpose for it, I'm still going to, if I look at you and see you do something, I'm going to be like, it was probably for a spiritual purpose. Even if you didn't know that it was for a spiritual purpose, I'm like, I know that you only did that for a spiritual purpose. That is how like deeply enmeshed I can be in that aspect. I'm like, even if I see some news story like, oh, like the celebrity did this and jumped out a window, I'm like, damn, there was a spiritual purpose to jumping out a window after they like ingested whatever. Like I don't take it as like, I'm like, damn, like not only did you find a spiritual reason to do this, you found a spiritual reason to jump out the window. Like obviously, like there's probably not. For a lot of people are probably just reckless and just do whatever for whatever reason, but like we're like never thinking of it that way. For me, I've only ever thought of it as like having a spiritual purpose though. So I'm like, I understand why almost anything can be used in ritual, even jumping out a window. Like I wouldn't, but like you get what I'm saying. Like I take it more as like the spiritual like gloves before I touch reality with anything. You know what I mean? Like that's what separates like me from reality, is like the gloves of like always wearing spiritual gloves, I guess, but like not physically wearing gloves, but like you get what I'm saying. Like I definitely am like that separates me from any experience as like a layer of like something spiritual. So it's not about these are the substances that nobody on the planet should ever do. To me, I'm way more like my voice literally just sounded different. What's that? Okay. To me, I'm way more like, you know, it's not about like, this should never ever be done. It's like, this should only be done in a spiritual environment. Like, that's like how I take it. So, yeah, that's how I feel about all that. I'm like, none of this should be done without a spiritual purpose at all. But I can understand why somebody would reason that any of it could be done as long as there's a strict spiritual purpose to it, and it's only in this scenario, right? That's how I feel about all of it. So anyway, I'm not gonna be like, don't ever do it. I'm just like, make sure you have a spiritual reason for doing it, and that you're paying a lot of attention to like how it makes you feel spiritually. I don't know, because people are just gonna do what they're gonna do. So, but if they can do it for a spiritual reason, and I'm not trying to sell you on ever doing it either, so I'm very conscious of that. I'm like, make sure my words are never making them think it's a good idea, but make sure my words are never so controlling that people are like unrealistically not going to ever do something, but also don't ever like, I'm so mentally like, make sure that like the people know that if they ever happen to do something, make sure that it's for a spiritual reason. Otherwise, you're just gonna feel like you're reckless or something. And I think that's just not like as good of a memory to take with you, feeling like you were reckless for no reason. Like I feel like it's better if you make yourself think that you actually did a good job, like you actually did something spiritual and like for a good reason. But like, don't be addicted to stuff and then call it spiritual. Like, make sure you know what you're doing, I guess. You have to know who you are is like the only lesson that you should have ever learned from anything. You just have to know who you are. If you don't, you have to know why you don't. I don't know. I don't know, guys. If you take anything from this, take that I don't know. But just be mindful of everything. The scone is so good. I'm so glad I did the scone. What I don't like is how crumbly they are. Like, scone just fell in my shirt. You know what I want to talk about? I didn't flash you, did I? Anyway. What was that? I don't know. Doing OF, I just do like random stuff, like a lot. I'm like, okay, like what did I just do? It's weird. Not bad, but weird, you know. So, what I am going to say though, working at Sam's Club, you know what I'm around a lot? Forklifts. And you know what forklifts do before they, or like robot things people drive, okay? You know what all those do before they back up or before they move at all is start beeping a lot, okay? So everyone knows like where they are, whatever. And there's like red lights everywhere, like on the ground, like this is where we're gonna be, so like don't stand there, that kind of thing. Like it's kind of cool, like red lights on the ground, I don't know. Anyway, like little like sigils, like what? Anyway, what I was gonna say, while we're at like 41 minutes 41 seconds on the video, so what I was gonna say is I've been hearing forklifts, like actual like sounds. I'm not like hallucinating them. Like I've been hearing forklifts, which I never heard before, when I'm not at work. Like I'll be anywhere and I'm like hearing forklifts. I'm like, why am I hearing a forklift? Like we're somewhere completely different. Like, but it's like the sound is real, like it's there. It's just like, why am I hearing a forklift? I'm at my house. Why am I hearing a forklift? I'm at my house. Like, I swear I could probably go to the mall and like hear a forklift. Like I could probably go to the beach and hear a forklift, and it's like there's no way you took your forklift to the beach. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? There's no way you took a forklift to the beach, but why do I hear a forklift at the beach? Like, I haven't gone to the beach, I don't know yet, but like when I hear a forklift at the beach and there was a real forklift at the beach, I will tell you if that happens. Like there is absolutely no way. Like you just have to get it. Like, why are there forklifts at the beach? Like, is it supposed to be fine? Like, why are there forklifts? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be like that. Like it's been like that. I could be anywhere and I'm like, why do I hear a forklift right now? Like there's like, is there a forklift here? Like, why are there forklifts here? Like, what's going on? Like, there's no way that people just drive forklifts now, like for fun or something. Like, so working at Sam's Club, I'm like, damn, what kind of energy am I attracting? How am I attracting the energy of a forklift all the time? You know how scared my past self would have been, but I'm like fully comfortable. I'm like, damn, like, what is this? I just find it interesting, but I'm glad that I work with deities, so I don't have to be like, oh no. It makes it like simple. Like, it's probably not something you have to worry about, but like, it's just funny. I was literally terrified before. I was like, oh no, like before even like changing my name, when I was like 16, 17, I was probably like the most paranoid. 15, 16, 17, like I was like the most, or no, 16 and 17, I was like the most paranoid. Like, you wouldn't believe it. You would not 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 believe it. You wouldn't even get it. Like I was paranoid, like the end of the world is this second in like 5 seconds or whatever. Like I was paranoid, like we're not gonna see it coming. Like I have to be prepared every moment. Like paranoid, like I'm not gonna have the resources I need, and I'm not going to plan to have the resources I need because there is no way to guarantee that if I saved up all the resources I need that I'm ever going to actually have them in the actual event that I needed them. There is no reason to think that if I bought like a bottle of hand sanitizer that the entire world is not going to revolve around that bottle of hand sanitizer. Like there's no reason to think that. There's no reason to think that if I get my nails done, the entire world is not going to revolve around whether or not I had my nails done within 5 seconds. Like there's no, like I would be too paranoid to even do that. I would be too paranoid to even do that. I'm like, I would be like, no, like the entire world is going to revolve around whether or not I had those $30 in my bank account or whether or not I had my nails done. Because what if it's like a survival situation? I have to find out. What if the world is like burning down? I have to open a pack of water bottles to like put out the fire, and like everyone's gonna die if I can't open the pack of water bottles like immediately. So I have to, and my nails are in the way, and now I'm gonna break my nails. My nails are gonna be bleeding, and like I can't do that. And now like I'm gonna open the pack of water bottles, and like the nails are gonna get in the way. Like I'm not gonna be able to open it. Like I'm gonna like not be able to open them up without breaking off all my fingernails, and it's gonna like hurt a lot, and like I can't do that, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh no, like in the past I would be like, oh no, like I'm not gonna be able to. Basically I got like super grounded, but my mind stayed awakened. a lot, and like my higher chakras stayed awakened while my lower ones were able to like gain like the structure I need and the balance I need, which is good. Like I was able to kind of level that out, but I was like, damn, like I learned all this with nowhere to go. Like I learned all this with a lot. Like I don't know why I did think it was all true. I used to think it was all true. Now my root chakras and my lower chakras are just open. So I'm like, I don't have to worry about it. But goddamn, if it were true, my mind is already ready. Like I think my solar plexus could be a little bit more open to where I could actually perceive it as me who could come into some luck or something. Like I wouldn't mind if I could like open that up more and perceive myself as somebody who could be in the right place at the right time and like come into some luck and not have to worry about some of it, but then be like, in retrospect, I did a good job. Like I'm trying to like get there, but like I don't really know, guys. I don't know. I think maybe my lower chakras are more fun now, or maybe I'm feeling more spiritually protected working with deities or knowing about magic and stuff. Like maybe that's helping. Maybe that's helping. I don't know. Maybe that's not helping. Maybe I'm regressing and I'm like, I don't even care anymore. I don't think so, but like imagine, right? I'm like, I have to imagine all the scenarios. I have to know all of the options. I feel like I'm channeling this girl Heaven who I work with though. She's one of my supervisors. I feel like I've been channeling, which is so funny because Celeste means heavenly and Heaven is one of my supervisors. That's her name, Heaven. So sometimes I'll just do something and then I'm like, wait, I feel like I'm copying Heaven right now. Like I didn't even see her do that, but I feel like I'm copying what I think her energy is. Like I'm like acting in what I think that her energy is. Or like the other day, it was actually so creepy. Heaven and we said the exact same statement. There was some like long statement we were both saying and then we both laughed. We did the exact statement, like every pronunciation exactly the same. And then we both laughed in unison. Like overlapping completely. Like our voices sounded the same when we both did it. And I was like, yeah, so, you know, me, Celeste, which means heavenly, and Heaven, both working at Sam's Club, just said this entire long statement and laughed in unison. We both knew that each other had done it and we both sounded exactly the same doing the whole thing. And we both kind of just looked at each other like, okay. Like we weren't like freaking out about it. We were just like, okay, like that's kind of weird. Like we were both like, so you just heard that too, right? Like you just heard that. Okay, like we're not crazy, but like we both heard that and like now no one's gonna get it. But like, yeah, we don't even feel like telling anybody. It's just like weird that happened, you know? I didn't even feel like telling you. I'm just like, whatever, like you can know, it doesn't matter. Like I don't care if you know or not, but like some of these names, dude, some of these names like mean something. I don't really know. Some of these names like mean something, and we're not even like the same age. Like she's older than me, like she has kids and stuff, and like I don't know I don't know how old she is. Maybe like, I don't want to age her, but you know what I mean. It's kind of mean to like age people, but she has kids, and I just know that like I said I was born in 2002 and she was like, oh, like as if I'm like a baby, you know. But like she didn't say her age, so I'm not gonna guess. She doesn't look that old though. Like she does not look old at all. She looks kind of young, so like I didn't want to be mean. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to be mean. But like, you know when somebody's lifetime is just like more ahead of you, like in time, you just know. I don't know. It was like that. But it was very, very cute how like we had both said the entire statement and then laughed, and like, but we did the same laugh. Like we did the same laugh. Like, you know how you can laugh in like different ways? We both thought of the same one to do at the same time. I don't know, do you guys ever think of like which laugh you're gonna do and then you just do it? Like, but like it's real, like it's genuine. But like we both did that. Like we did the exact same laugh and the exact same long statement with the exact same pronunciation of all of it, which was like different than what we could have done. Haha. Maybe we've experienced a few of the same things or something. I don't know, dude. So anyway, I love you guys. I think that's really all that my scone has to tell you. The scone really only wanted you to know like a few things. But I love you guys. See you guys later. Bye. Subscribe. Like the video. I can see if you do it or not. Subscribe, like the video. Bye.